Welcome to a meeting of the Brockton City Council for Monday, March 8th, 2021. This meeting is being held in accordance with Governor Baker's signed emergency order, which relieves a public body from meeting in person, allows them to meet remotely, provided we alternative means to view the meeting. This is being broadcast by Brockton Community Access, and it is also being recorded. I recognize a quorum, and I ask that you join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilor Cardozo had a scheduled conflict tonight. She could not rearrange the conflict, and so she will not be here with us. Mr. Clerk, would you proceed with agenda item 1?
We have the acceptance of the minutes of February 22nd, 2021 City Council meeting.
Accepted and filed.
Appointment of James Sweeney, 33 Montrose Street, Brockton, to the Planning Board for a 5-year term ending March 2026.
Referred to the Finance Committee. Number 3.
Appointment of Laura Belcher to 37 Fern Avenue, Brockton, to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term ending March 2024.
Referred to the Finance Committee. Number 4.
Mr. President, I think that her name is misspelled. I don't know if the clerk wants to just verify that.
On the agenda, Counselor?
Correct. On the agenda, I believe. I just want to make sure her name's spelled correctly for the record.
All right. We will check that and make sure before we hit Finance Committee.
Thank you.
Through the chair to the counselor, the reports that we have on the spelling of that name are as listed on the agenda, are the same as the spelling that was in the communication from the mayor and from the individual themselves.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. You pronounced it Belcher and it looks different. That's why I just want to make sure it's spelled correctly for the person. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you all. Item number 4.
Report of the Public Safety Committee for its meeting of February 18th, 2021.
Accepted and filed. Number 5.
Report of the Finance Committee for its meeting of March 1, 2021.
Accepted and filed.
Report of the Real Estate Committee for their meeting on February 24, 2021.
Accepted and filed.
We have
Number 7 on hearings.
petition of Velasquez Management LLC requested a transfer of the name only on the garage motor vehicle mechanical body repair licenses located at 743 Warren Avenue, Brockton, to be changed to Velasquez Management LLC, DBA Country Auto Body and Repair. In Clerk's Office, October 8, 2020. Hearing is signed for March 8, 2021 at 7 p.m.
Councilors, Mr. Velasquez is here. The time having arrived, I declare that the hearing is open. Is there anyone here in favor? Mr. Velasquez, would you like to make a statement? Mr. Velasquez? See if he's on mute. Again, I think.
Hello. Yes. This
Yeah.
is Elder Velasquez.
Yes. Would you like to make a brief statement, sir?
Yes. Well, so I use we're not changing anything. If we use for any reason some of the license come as Velasquez Management, and some of the papers that come Velasquez Management doing business as Country Auto Body and Repair. I just want to correct that, but want to get everything under one name, because they are supposed to be since the first we started supposed to be Velasquez Management doing business as Country Auto Body and Repair. We're not doing any changes. It's just the name.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from councilors?
Mr. President,
Yes.
Counselor Neary here.
Yes, Counselor.
I just want to just pipe in because I did meet with Mr. Valquez and spoke with him, and so did the city clerk, and he is correct. The license were incorrect the last time that they were reprinted for him, and what he is doing is totally just to change the name so it says Valquez Management, DBA Country Auto Body, and nothing changes from the existence of what the business is doing. It stays the same. So I just wanted to stand behind what he was saying as well.
Thank you, Counselor. Anyone else here in favor? Anyone else here in favor? Anyone here opposed? Is there anyone here opposed? I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Mr. Clerk, all paperwork is in order, so the question comes on confirmation of the requested change, correct? Mr. Clerk?
Yes, what's,
All paperwork is in order, so the question now comes on merely confirmation of the request to change. Am I correct?
that's correct.
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes,
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
Thank you, Mr. Velasquez. Your request has been approved by the City Council.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it all.
You're welcome, sir. Item number 8.
Petition of Orlando Gomes, 73 Clary Drive, Stoughton, of Gomes Auto Body, requesting a transfer of the motor vehicle mechanical body repair licenses located at 64 Elliott Street, Brockton, previously licensed to Lubris Auto Body and Repair. Ed Clerk's Office, October 22nd, 2020. Hearing is signed for March 8th, 2021 at 7 p.m. All paperwork is on file. The fire department has no objections.
The time having arrived, I declare the hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? Anyone to speak in favor? Mr. Gomes,
Yes.
would you like to speak in favor of your request?
Yes, I'm requesting a transfer the license for me to be doing the business there as a Gomes Auto Body, and that's it.
All right. Councilors, any questions?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I want to say I did meet with Mr. Gomes a little while ago, and with Deputy Chief Williams. Lubris Auto was a business that we had trouble with. We brought them in front of the council several times. And so they're out of the building, and Mr. Gomes is sort of taking the business back over. So, you know, as long as all the stipulations and everything are the same, I have no problem with this.
Thank you, Councilor Lally. Anyone else? Anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone else in favor? If not, I declare that part of the hearing closed. Anyone here in opposition? Anyone here in opposition? If not, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Question now comes on approval by roll call vote.
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes.
Ianieri,
yes,
Farwell,
Yeah.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 and
Thank you, Mr. Gomes. Your request has been approved. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much and have a good night.
You too. Item number 9, under communications.
From the Chief of the Fire Department requesting the repair of 2 apparatus bays at Station 1 on Pleasant Street. The building department is aware of the deteriorating situation and is working to come up with a safe solution. It is estimated to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $450,000.
Accepted and filed. Number 10.
From the mayor, in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, recommending the city council authorize the transfer of $492,000 from Stabilization Fund to Fire Department Capital for $200,000, Information Technology Center Capital $136,000, Planning and Economic Development Capital for $120,000, and Weights and Measures Capital for $36,000.
Accepted and filed. Number 11.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 12.
From the IT director requesting the transfer of $136,000, $100,000 for the digitalization of the Board of Health, excuse me, and to lay groundwork for the documents moving forward, and $36,000 to fund 3 high capacity printers for the IT center.
Accepted and filed. Number 13.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 14.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Number 15. That's accepted and filed. I'm sorry, number 15.
From the Director of Planning and Development requesting funds to prepare a professional community assessment and planning process that includes market service and incumbent analysis, demand aggregation, preliminary design, construction, write-out, and make-ready engineering, and final financial model and business plan.
Councilors, that'll be accepted and filed, and we'll get clarity on all of that. I found that confusing myself. Item number 16.
From the mayor relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 17.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 18.
From the sealer of Weights and Measures requesting a supplemental budget appropriation of $36,000 to purchase a new vehicle for the Weights and Measures Department.
Accepted and filed. Number 19.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 20.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 21.
From the Director of Animal Control requesting the following transfer from fiscal 21 supplemental budget, $8,274, into full-time salaries line item for the hiring of an administrative assistant position, and $6,135 into the department equipment line item for the purchase of 7 portable radios.
Accepted and filed. Number 22.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 23.
From CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 24.
From the interim city auditor requested a supplemental budget appropriation totaling $39,332 to cover a shortfall in auditing's personal services due to the unexpected departure of the city auditor and the hiring of a payroll clerk.
Accepted and filed. Number 25.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. 26.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. 27, please.
From the Director of Human Resources requested an additional $10,000 in supplemental funds for advertising expenses for the remainder of fiscal 21.
Accepted and filed. 28.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. 29.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 30.
We have a communication from the city solicitor requesting an additional appropriation of $375,000 to the fiscal 21 law department budget for the purpose of payment of work-related medical bills.
Accepted and filed. 31.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. 32.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. 33, please.
From the library director requesting the transfer of $45,000 from the library purchase of services for the supplemental budget of fiscal 22.
Accepted and filed. Number 34.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. 35.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. 36.
From the superintendent of parks requesting a supplemental budget appropriations totaling $63,305 to pool operations account to cover the cost of lifeguards at the Manning Pool for the summer of 2020.
Mr. Clerk, would you check and see if that should be for 2021, summer of 2021? Yes. It may have been submitted with just a Scrivener's error. Thank you. We can go on to 37. It's accepted and placed on file.
Yeah, I'm checking the original here.
Thank you.
The original comes in from the Parks and Recreation Department as summer 2020.
We'll check that before it hits FinCom. Thank you. 37, please.
37 would be the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 38.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 39.
Yeah, from the chief financial officer requesting funding for the position of junior financial analyst that was vacated when Tiffany Casulo was promoted to financial analyst, then left vacant when the overall budget was reduced as part of our COVID-19 related budget reductions. The request would fund the position for the remainder of the fiscal year. It is currently proposed for funding for next year's budget as well. Given the demands on the office, this position is critical to the fulfillment of their many responsibilities, and Winfile will be primary source of support for grants and legislative management.
Accepted and placed on file. Number 40.
The mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 41.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 42.
From the building superintendent requesting supplemental appropriation of $25,000 to be added to the building department overtime account. Under a prior superintendent, an agreement had been made with the traffic commission to install, repair, and change time on the 20-mile-per-hour sign outside of our schools, as it would be less expensive to have the public property electricians perform the work than to have a private company perform the same work. In addition, the city has reorganized the library custodians into junior custodians on the administrative control of the public property department. While the payroll is processed through the library budget, the overtime for these two custodians is borne by public property's budget. As of March 6, 2020, the library trustees have voted to reopen the main library on Saturdays. This reopening is outside normal operating hours of our custodians and will need to be treated as overtime on a rotating basis. This additional cost will also cause their current appropriation to be inadequate. With the unknown circumstances of the pandemic and the increase in the overtime expenses that he has outlined, he has requested an appropriation of $25,000. This amount will cover the amounts and any additional emergency needs that they may face until a new budget is approved.
Accepted and filed. Number 43.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 44.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 45.
From the superintendent of schools, request a supplemental appropriation of school department's fiscal 2021 net school spending budget in the amount of $10,000 $10,276,321, which represents Chapter 70 increases in the final, final fiscal 21 Cherry Street net of the charter and school choice revenue and expenses factored through the Schedule 19 city cost allocations. The school department CFO has worked the final allocation out with the city CFO to balance out the Schedule 19 and request this appropriation, which meets the Department of Education Foundation budget for fiscal 21 as required by the state. Also requested a supplemental appropriation to the school department fiscal 21 net school spending budget in the amount of $100,000, which represents an appropriation for student youth initiative as discussed and requested by the mayor.
Accepted and filed. Number 46.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 47.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 48.
From the treasurer collector, requested that the following items be transferred to the treasurer collector's budget and a supplemental fiscal 2021 budget, $8,674 to fund the vacant tax office administrative assistant 1 position, $300,000 to Medicare tax.
Accepted and filed. Number 49.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 50.
From the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and filed. Number 51.
From the DPW commissioner requesting that the city council have a hearing on the executive summary for the integrated water infrastructure vulnerability, assessment and economic development plan for climate resiliency for the city of Brockton by Bruce and O'Neill to address questions, and concerns by the city council pertaining to the report. The DPW commissioner is requesting a hearing to be in early March to be able to comply with MVP action grant guidelines.
Accepted and filed. Uh, 52.
From the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and filed. Item number 53.
I'll get over it. Are we ready to go into item 53?
Yes, please, Mr. Clerk. 53.
Resolved to invite Ms. Michelle St. James, J.D. grant writer for the Brockton Police Department to appear before the Standing Committee on Public Safety to discuss the various grants and other funding obtained to address city issues, including without limitation, crime prevention, youth services, gang violence, and traffic safety, and in particular to forecast the funding that will be available for such programs and endeavors in fiscal 22. In council February 8, 2021, ready for the Standing Committee on Public Safety. That report was favorable.
Question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
Resolve is adopted. Item number 34, appointment.
Appointment of Pierre Robinson Toland, 56 Clarence Street, Brockton, as the constable of the city of Brockton for a term of 3 years. In council February 22nd, 2021. Ready to refer to Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Question is on confirming the appointment by roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
11 in the affirmative.
The appointment is confirmed. Congratulations, Mr. Tulin.
I believe that's 10 in the affirmative.
Number 55.
The appointment of Jean Fuller Jones, 54 Cushing Avenue, Brockton, to the Council of Aging Board of Directors as an alternate for a 3-year term ending February 2024. In council, February 22nd, 2021. Ready to refer to Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on confirmation by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally, Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
That's 9 in the affirmative.
The appointment is confirmed. Item number 56.
The appointment of Andrew Ambrose of Kenmore Street, Brockton, to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term ending February 2024. In council, February 22nd, 2021. Ready to refer to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on confirming the appointment by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
The appointment is confirmed. Item number 57.
Audit acceptance of expenditures of total grant award in the form of PPE, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes worth $12,000 from Ocean State Job Lot to City of Brockton Fire Department and City of Brockton Police Department. In council, February 22nd, 2021. Ready to refer to Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 58.
Audit acceptance of expenditures of the total grant award in the amount of $14,599 from the Commonwealth of Mass Executive Office of Public Safety, Fiscal 21, Student Awareness of Fire Education Grant, $11,380. Commonwealth of Mass Executive Office of Public Safety, Fiscal 21, Senior Awareness of Fire Education Grant, $3,219. To the City of Brockton Fire Department, Student and Senior Awareness of Fire Education Grant Fund, $14,599. In council, February 22nd, 2021. Ready for the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
And
The order is adopted. Item number 59.
Ordered acceptance and expenditures of the total grant award in the form of 76 additional car seats valued at $4,000 from the Buckle Up for Life Gift of Safety Partnership Grant to the City of Brockton Police Department Buckle Up for Life Grant of Safety Partnership Grant Fund. In council, February 22nd, 2021. Ready for the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
Question is on adoption by roll call vote. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally, Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
9 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted. Item number 60.
Order that the mayor and/or treasurer collector be authorized to execute any and all documents necessary to convey the property consisting of 2,693 square feet located and known as Plot 6-1, 52 Market Street. In council, January 25th, 2021. Ready referred to Standing Committee on Real Estate. That report was favorable. As amended.
All right, we first vote on the amendment, councilors. We first vote on the amendment. Would the clerk read the amendment, please?
Do I have?
Or if Councilor Lally has it.
I have it here. It has. The amendments, I hereby move to amend the foregoing order to read as follows. This property is to be merged within 3 months of council approval. Signed by Councilor Rita Mendez.
All right, we first vote, councilors, on the amendment. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally, Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
9 in the affirmative.
The amendment is adopted, and we now vote on the order as amended. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Azak, Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally, Mendez,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Oops, sorry. Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
That's 9 in the affirmative.
The order as amended is adopted. Item number 61.
Order the City Council of the City of Brockton petitions the Great and General Court under the provisions of Section 8 of Article 89 of the amendments to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for an act as follows. An act authorizing the City of Brockton to grant additional wine and malt beverage licenses.
Referred to the Committee on Ordinance and Chairman Cruz. Item number 62.
Order of transfer of 492. That's, excuse me 1 second. I want to clarify that amount. 92,000. It is 1,000, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Back on that again, the order of transfer of $492,000 from the Stabilization Fund to Fire Department Capital for $200,000, Information Technology Center Capital for $136,000, Planning and Economic Development Capital for $120,000, and Weights and Measures Capital for $36,000.
Referred to the Committee on Finance. Item number 63.
Order of transfer of $11,389,487 from the Stabilization Fund to various departments such as Animal Control, Auditing, Finance, Human Resources, Law, Library, Mayor's Office, Parks and Recreation, Public Property, Schools, and Treasurer Collector.
Referred to the Committee on Finance. Number 64.
Order that the request made by the mayor on behalf of the DPW Commissioner, Larry Raleigh, that there will be a hearing on the executive summary for the Integrated Water Infrastructure Vulnerability Assessment and Economic Development Plan for Climate Resiliency and for the City of Brockton by Bruce and O'Neill to address questions and concerns by the City Council pertaining to the report. Councilors, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm just very hoarse.
That's referred to the Committee on Finance. Councilors 62, 63, and 64 will not be on the Finance Committee agenda next week. The Chief Financial Officer is on vacation. We're talking about a great number of different financial issues that I think need to be very carefully explained and vetted. So it will be on a subsequent Finance Committee meeting. Are there any councilor recognitions before we go on to an executive session? Any councilor recognitions?
Yes.
I hope it is.
Yes.
Yes, please. Councilor Thompson, my apologies.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this is just a notification for all veterans in Brockton or outside of Brockton that on Wednesday, March 10th, the VA will be holding a COVID-19 vaccination clinic. That's going to be held at the Mount Moriah Baptist Church on Pleasant Street. This vaccination clinic will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The clinic previously made an announcement for veterans of 55 and older. That has been modified. This clinic will be open to all veterans, regardless of age. And you will have to be signed up with the VA to participate. They will be administering the Moderna shot and also the Johnson & Johnson shot. For those receiving the Moderna shot, a second clinic will be held at the same location on April 7th for that second shot. This is great news for all veterans in Brockton and in the area. And if you would like, please participate in this important vaccination clinic. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Thompson. Anyone else seek recognition?
Yes, I do.
Councilor Nicastro.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Linda Cahill, the Supervisor of Nurses for the Brockton Public Schools. Last Thursday evening at about 6:30, she appeared on a WGBH radio show called In It Together, in which she was interviewed and discussed how the nurses at the Board of Health and for the school department have been handling COVID. She talked about contract tracing and the differences in their role and their duties pre-COVID and this past year. She sounded great, and I appreciate that she did this and she made us all look good. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Anyone else? If not, there is a need to go into executive session. Councilor Cruz.
Thank you. Actually, before I do, I would like to do a recognition of my own. I'd like to wish particularly all the professional women in this country happy Women's Day, and particularly the 4 that I serve with who are great role models for the young women of this country and do such a great job doing the public's work and including Attorney Resnick also. So thank you for all you do to show the young women of the country what can happen when you work hard. Now I'd like to make a motion to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation with our with the legislative council, as discussion in an open session may have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the city. The council will not be reconvening in the open session at the end of the executive session.
Second.
All right, a motion has been made and seconded to go into executive session for the purposes of litigation. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Azak,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Ianieri,
Yes.
Farwell,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Mendez. Mendez,
Yes, sorry.
Monahan,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
That's 10 in the affirmative.
We will go into executive session. We will not be returning. We'll take a 1-minute recess while we coordinate with Brockton Community Access.